friends, and thanks for joining me. And today I want to talk to you about allowances for kids. Should we give our kids an allowance? Let's go through some questions that I kind of go through in my own head when it comes to figuring out whether or not this is something that we should do. The first question is, do kids need money? And my personal answer to this is yes. I do believe that kids do need money, because how else are they supposed to learn how to manage money unless they have some money to manage? So the next question, should we give it to them or should they work for it? And my answer to that is, well, when I kind of think of these sorts of things through with my parenting, and I'm not saying that this is the right way or anything, I'm just explaining how we do things, is that I try to think about what is real life like. Does real life make it to where we just get money thrown at us out of the sky? No, not really. So we have to work for it then. So what about, the work that we have to do? Do we get paid to do our dishes? Do we get paid to make our own lunch? No, we don't get paid for these things. These are things that we're just expected to do. We get paid for above and beyond work. It's when we go and sit in an office and answer phone calls or file paperwork or whatever it is we do. We get paid for these types of things. So when it came to figuring out not only just whether or not they should work, which I think you're getting the idea that I'm saying they probably should, or at least my kids do, it's also not just for their normal chores. So the way we have this set up in our house is that my kids have a daily chore to do 6 days a week. And so they get Saturday off, which is nice, huh? Anyway, so they either get 2 small chores or 1 bigger one, and these are assigned to them each day. So they have to do this chore, or chores, depending on whether they, which one it is. And then when they choose to do additional chores, that's how they make their extra money. I also got them a book recently from the library. It was like 100 ways for kids to make money. And so they could, kind of learn how to make ways to make money, other ways, and different things like that. Or the entrepreneur book, the kidpreneur's book I mentioned a while back. That's another good one. And so if they wanted to make money other ways, they can. But as just a surefire way, if they wanted some extra money, they could get that from us as well. So they have to still, scoop the cat box on Wednesday, which is one of their chores. But if they wanted to make some extra money, they could dust the, fireplace, or they could, scrub their bathtub or wipe off their countertop or something like that. Whatever the chore is, we have a list of them. They can pick them and then they can make that extra money. So why would they have, the incentive to make this money in the first place? I'm glad that you asked. So the reason why they have the incentive to make this money is because we don't actually pay for stuff for them unless it's a necessity. Let me explain. So in the past, we've always just given them, not money, but paid for their clothes, and we obviously pay for their food and other essentials, things that they need. But if they have something else that they want to do, like recently my older daughter, had a thing that her youth group was doing where they went to a fun center. I told her that she could do that, but she had to pay for it. That's entertainment. That's not a necessity. So she did. She wanted to go, so she was happy to pay for it. So not giving them everything that they want, or just kind of becoming, an ATM to where every time they ask, it's like, okay, I'll give you this, or, no, I won't. Make them make those decisions, because honestly in life, in our adult life, again, mimicking adult life, we have to make hard decisions. We have to choose whether or not we want this or that, or if we're willing to work extra to get this or whatever. And so I just kind of essentially make them do the same. They have to, first of all, be responsible enough to make money ahead, because if it was like, oh, well, the next week is the fun center and they didn't make that money ahead of time, what are they going to do? So that's, learning some responsibility there, some good work ethic, and then also just how to manage and make decisions and things like that. I feel like it's really important for them to do. Okay, so how much should we pay them for these above and beyond chores? I personally believe that this number should come in right around, minimum wage. So calculate about how long it takes to do a chore. Many of the chores I have them do are 10 minutes. So 1/6 of whatever minimum wage would be what we would assign for that particular chore. If it was even a smaller one, like a 5-minute chore, it'd be, again, accordingly to that. The reason I feel like minimum wage is a good amount to pay them rather than a lot of money, because I know a lot of kids would not be motivated unless it was a lot of money, but I really want to give them a good perspective on how much things really cost in life. And when they go to get a job, like right now they're 10 and 12, when they get their first job, it's likely to be an entry-level job that's going to be around minimum wage. And so I don't want to be paying them, you know, $20 an hour for work around the house and then have them get a job in the real world and have it be like a $10 an hour job. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's kind of a delicate balance. We don't want to give them a quarter, you know, to scrub the bathtub, because that's a lot of work for very little reward, but we also don't want to overpay. So I really want to give them a good perspective on how much money is really worth and how long it actually takes to make the kind of money that, you know, you need for the things that you're trying to buy. So that's how I try to shoot for it, just sort of shooting for somewhere in the minimum wage kind of, you know, range on that. If we overpaid them a lot, and, you know, they would probably get an idea of money is just easy come, easy go, and I definitely don't want them to get that, but I don't want to make it so hard that they feel discouraged that, you know, money is really hard to come and yet it was really easy to go, you know, and again, make them feel really discouraged. So that's why I try to make sure it's, you know, not too difficult to come by, but, you know, you still need to make, you know, intelligent decisions when, you know, choosing what to do with that money once you've made it. So there you go. Hopefully that was helpful to you. I know that this is a lot of opinion, you know, whether people want to give their kids allowance or make them work for it or things like that. And so just a quick video on what we do with our kids and sort of the results that it's been producing. You know, do we give our kids an allowance? Nope, we make them work for it. And not just normal chores, but above and beyond ones. But after that, it's totally up to them. They can choose not to do any and make no extra money, but they could also do a lot of chores and make a lot of money. And right now, they have been choosing the second one because they realized how much freedom that money can give them and all the choices that they're able to make and how much more fun that they're able to have by working harder. And I've seen a big difference in the improvement of their work ethic and also the cleanliness of my house. So there you go. Hopefully that video was helpful to you. I'm Frugal Green Girl, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.